Taking some time to think about good posture, sit up nice and tall, roll the shoulders down away from your ears. Have your knees and your ankles about hip width apart. Gently tuck your chin like a soldier. Slowly begin to turn your head from side to side as we begin to check in with our bodies, just checking in for any areas of stress or tension or tightness. Noticing how your neck feels as you slowly turn your head from side to side. Bringing your head back to center. Take the chin toward the chest and then lift up toward the ceiling, and do that a couple, 3 times. Noticing how the front and back of your neck feels. And then bring your head back to center. Slowly roll your shoulders back and down a few times. Gently, this is a gentle passive massaging of your shoulders as you squeeze and relax the muscle tension, helping to bring blood flow into that area. Reversing the shoulders in the opposite direction, taking them back, up and down, forward and down. And then back to center. Take your hands and begin circling at the wrist joints. And reverse. Make fists with your hands and then spread the fingers wide apart a few times. We're just warming up the major joints of the body and shake out the hands. Bring your fingers to your shoulders and begin circling at the shoulder joints. Bringing the elbows down, forward, up, and around. Just checking in with the shoulder joints. And reverse, circling in the opposite direction. So today I'm dedicating our practice to yoga poses for pets, honoring our pets as family members and loved ones, and also thinking about those that don't have homes and sending out good energy that they will too find their forever homes. And then bring your elbows up and down a couple times. And then keep them at shoulder level. Bring the elbows in towards each other and open. Open and close. And then one more time. Bring your hands to the tops of your knees, your thighs, and begin cat-cow, rounding and unrounding your spine. Warming up the spine, the muscles that line the spine. Inhaling forward, exhaling as you round. Beginning to notice your breathing here. Just taking some nice deep breaths in and out. Come back to center. Make some circles, circling at the hip joints. You can also undulate your spine a little bit, and a rounding also at the belly button. And reverse. And then come back to center. Sit up nice and tall. Take one hand, place it over your heart, the other hand over your belly. Close your eyes or soften your gaze and take a few seconds to begin to check in with your breathing. So without changing your breath, noticing whether your breath feels shallow or deep, fast or slow. Does your breath feel even or uneven? Next, begin to gradually deepen your breath. On your next inhalation, take a little slower, deeper breath in through your nose and slowly exhale through your nose. And repeat, inhale, slow breath in through your nose and exhale. So just continue connecting with your breath, noticing how the breath feels, noticing the coolness of the air on the inhalation on your nostrils. And then the warm, how the air feels warm on your nostrils as you exhale. Now release, bring your hands down by your sides, and let's begin a few sun breaths. So inhaling, raise your arms overhead. And I invite you to continue the slow, deep breathing. Turn your palms up, stretch them up. First stretch of the day or first stretch of the yoga class here. And just gently stretch from side to side without bending. So you're just stretching out one side and the other side. You're slight. I know you're. It looks like I am bending a little bit, but just a slight bend. You're just stretching one side and then stretching the other side. Come back to center. Open the arms out wide. Look up. Open your heart. Inhale. And just put a smile on your face and exhale. Do that 2 more times at your own breath's pace. They did a study a few years ago in yoga therapy or yoga, laughter yoga. And they said that just bringing your arms up and looking up like this can help to elevate your mood. And then adding a little smile to it is a bonus. So one more deep breath in and out. Feel your lungs open, your heart open. And then bring your arms down by your sides. Let's begin a seated sun salutation flow. So again, have your knees and ankles distance apart, rolling your shoulders down away from your ears, gently tucking your chin like a soldier, and take a couple deep breaths in and out, noticing how the body feels. And then we'll begin. Bring your arms overhead, lean back slightly, look up. Exhaling, forward fold. Just moving gently. Now, if your back is kind of tighter, so you can bring your hands to your thighs. If not, then slide your hands all the way down towards your feet. Lift up halfway and place your hands on your shins. Inhale, halfway up, look up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, slide your hands all the way up to your hip creases. Draw your elbows, shoulders back. Lift your heart, lift your chin, look up. Exhale, round your spine. Stretch your arms long, chin to chest. Feel a nice stretch on the back of the body. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. Lean back slightly, look up. Exhaling, palms in front of your heart. Hold. Take another breath in and out. Repeat. Inhale, lift your arms overhead again. Lean back slightly, look up. Exhaling, forward fold, fingertips towards the tops of your feet. Hands on your shins. Inhale, halfway up, look up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, slide your hands all the way up to your hip creases. Draw your elbows, shoulders back. Lift your heart, lift your chin, look up. Exhale, round your spine, arms long, chin to chest. Inhaling, arms overhead again. Lean back slightly, look up. Bring your palms together as you exhale, palms in front of your heart. Roll your shoulders down away from your ears. Do that one more time. Inhale, arms up, lean back slightly, look up. Exhaling, forward fold, fingertips towards the tops of your feet. Hands on your shins. Inhale, halfway up, look up. Exhale, fold in. This time, hold the forward fold, fold your arms, and just let your upper back stretch down over your thighs. If possible, bring the crown of your head toward the floor. If that makes you feel lightheaded, you can lift your head up. Slowly turn your head from side to side a few more times. Mindfully relaxing any tension in the neck and the shoulders. Release your shoulders, let your shoulders relax. And then bring the head to center. Release your arms. Inhaling, slide the hands all the way up to your hip creases. Draw your elbows, shoulders back. Lift your heart, lift your chin. Exhale, rounding your spine, arms long, chin to chest. Inhale, arms overhead. Interlace your fingers. Stretch your palms up toward the ceiling. Inhale, and as you exhale, bend to your right. Just bending slightly, not going as far as you can. Press your left hip and your left foot down so the hip doesn't come up. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend to your left. Press your right hip and your right foot down. Inhale, center. Exhale, bringing the palms together in front of your heart. Roll your shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale, slight twist to your right, maybe going about 60-70% of your range of motion. Excuse me, feeling the stretch above your belly button, gazing towards your right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, twisting to your left, gazing toward the left shoulder. And then inhale back to center. All right, bring your hands down, close your eyes for a few seconds, check in and notice what you feel and where you feel it. Taking some time to be aware, focusing on your breath, focusing on your body. And then opening your eyes. Extend your arms out to T. Turn your palms up. Roll your shoulders down. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. And as you exhale, reaching to your right. Press your left hip, your left foot down. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach to your left. And inhale back to center. Bend the elbows. Have your elbows about shoulder width apart, palms facing straight ahead, or palms, straight ahead, fingertips pointing toward the ceiling. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades in towards each other, lower your shoulders, lift your chin. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your elbows forward and then bring the elbows down toward the tops of your thighs. You can bring your elbows, your feet, and your thighs together for this one. And then inhale up again, open your heart, open your elbows, look up. Take a couple deep breaths in and out, or a breath in and deep breath in and out. And then exhaling as you bring the elbows together, rounding your knees towards your thighs. Now they don't have to come and touch all the way. You're just going to find your edge. And that the edge is where you feel, start feeling resistance. And before it starts being strenuous or painful, that's your edge. And then you breathe and allow the body to relax a little bit more into the posture. Let's do that one more time. Draw your shoulder blades, your shoulders down, look up. Deep breath in and out. Inhale. And as you exhale, bringing the elbows together and then rounding the elbows toward the tops of the thighs. And then come back up to lift your torso back up. Separate your knees and ankles about hip width apart or 2 fists width apart. Interlace your fingers, keeping your elbows in towards each other. If it's hard to keep your elbows in, don't interlace your fingers, because I want you to focus more on bringing your elbows in towards each other as opposed to just having your fingers interlaced or your hands together. So inhaling, bringing the elbows straight up. Exhaling, keep your torso lifted and just draw the elbows down till you feel some stretching on the tops of the shoulders. 2 more times at your own breath's pace. Down. And 1 more. And down. Now open your arms out. Hold the back of your chair and just kind of squeeze your shoulder blades together in your upper back. These are your upper stabilizer muscles. Shoulders are down away from your ears. Heart and sternum are lifted. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. And then come back to center. Place your hands on your thighs, tops of your thighs or knees. Take a couple more rounds of cat-cow, stretching out the muscles that line your spine. And then a few more circles in both directions. Just notice what you feel and where you feel it. And then come back to center. Take a moment. I want you to turn your palms up on tops of your thighs. And I want you to recheck in with your breathing for a few seconds here. Notice if you feel your breathing has deepened a little bit. If not, then focus for a second or two on taking a couple deep breaths in and out. With each breath in and out, imagine on the inhales, you're taking in positive, relaxing energy. And on the exhales, imagine you're letting go of any negativity or any tension. So breathing in positive, exhaling negative. Breathing in relaxation, exhaling tension. Okay, and then coming back to center. Now make sure you're seated square on your chair, and if you need to, you can lean back slightly to lift up your right leg, interlacing either on the outside or under the leg. Keep the foot flexed at the ankle, and just begin making some circles just at that hip joint. Making some circles in both directions. And bring that knee up and down a couple times, hugging it up and then relaxing it down. And then holding the side of the chair with the left hand, bring that leg out and in. And if the leg feels too heavy, you can just step the leg out and in. Just checking in with that hip joint. I'll lift the leg up again, extend the leg, press through the heel, point the toes back towards you, and then sit up nice and tall. Engage your lower abdominals to support your back. Press your left foot down into the floor. Lift your spine, lengthen your spine. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. If you want to challenge yourself, you can hold with the left arm, extend your right arm. Gaze toward the left shoulder. If you want more of a challenge, you can bring both arms out, but only go to your comfortable extreme position. Stay within your own range of motion and don't do anything that feels uncomfortable or unnatural to you. You can also lower the leg. And then draw that knee up again. Inhale. And as you exhale, rounding your spine, drawing the knee toward the forehead. Relax your shoulders. Take a couple breaths in and out. Lift your head and shoulders. Walk your left leg over. If possible, cross the ankle or the leg or the knee all the way over the left knee. Sit up nice and tall. Circle that foot at the ankle joint a few times in both directions. Remember, we work and rotate and warm up all the major joints of the body. Point and flex the toes. Increasing blood flow, hopefully increasing flexibility. And we know when we increase the flexibility in our body, it creates more freedom of movement. So pretty important. If possible, and again, be mindful if you have any knee or hip injury and you can't do this, don't do it. But if you can, slide the knee over to the right side, holding the ankle with the left hand, and you're walking your left leg back over so the knee is out from the hip. Gently pressing against the inner right thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. And as you exhale, just hinging from your hips, keeping your spine in neutral. And our neutral spine is just trying to maintain the three curves in the spine, the lower lumbar, thoracic, and the cervical behind the neck. You should feel some stretching in that right hip area, either on the outside or the inside. And if you don't, it's okay. There's no right or wrong way you should feel. But the most important thing is noticing how your body feels. And if you feel any tightness or tension, we use our breathing, inhale and then exhale, directing, mindfully focusing on the area to stretch, relax, any tension that you feel. And then inhale as you rise up. Walk the left leg over, and if you're able to cross the calf or even the knee over knee. Reach across with both hands, sit up nice and tall, still keep that foot flexed. Exhaling, you're twisting to your right again, and maybe you're going a little deeper into the twist. Maybe you can go 75% of your range of motion, gazing toward the right shoulder. Inhale. With each inhale, keep lifting your spine, elongating the spine. Keep your shoulders down. And as you exhale, maybe going a little deeper into the twist without forcing. On your next inhalation, come back to center. And then lift that leg, uncross that leg, tap it out. We're still working with the leg, so if you have your set of blocks or a couple shoe boxes, or if you have a balance ball or a second chair, lift your foot up onto the block, the chair, the ball, whatever is most available for you. If you don't have anything, you keep that foot on the floor. So I know you can't see my foot. Let me try and tilt the camera a little bit. Okay, that's better. So I'm lifting the foot up onto a couple blocks here. And then facing toward that leg, make sure you're stable on your seat. Placing your thumbs in your hip creases. Inhale. And as you exhale, just hinge from your hips, feeling the stretch on the back of the calf, or I'm sorry, the back of the thigh. And if your hamstrings are really tight, you can have a slight bend in the knee. And just folding forward, taking a few deep breaths in and out. Mindfully focusing on relaxing, releasing tightness and tension. And because yoga is a mind-body practice, maybe you've got some tension in your thoughts today. Maybe your emotions feel tense or tight in some way. In that case, as you breathe in and out, focus on relaxing your thoughts, letting go of any tense feelings that you might have. Usually tightness in our body is a reflection or a manifestation of our thoughts, tension in our feelings or our thoughts. And I actually learned that in massage school, and then slowly come up. And when they told us that actually our muscles are like shock absorbers. So lift that leg up again, draw it up, inhale, and then exhale, rounding your spine, drawing the knee toward the forehead, pushing the opposite foot down into the floor. One more deep breath in and out. Okay. Now lifting the leg again, you can either have the knee bent or extended. Bring that leg out to the side. If you need to lower the foot onto a block, you can. Or if you want to lift the leg and hold under it, challenge yourself a little bit. Go on to whatever step that feels best for you, for your body. A couple more breaths. Turn to look toward the left thumb. And again, you can just have the foot out to the side. Maybe feel an inner thigh stretch. And then coming back to center. Bring that leg back in, tap it out. Turn the palms up on tops of your thighs. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Check in. Notice if you feel any difference between the right leg and the left leg. And if you don't, that's okay. But some people may feel the right leg that you just worked on might feel a little tingling in that leg compared to the left leg. It may feel a little lighter. It may even feel a little taller or even longer. So again, no right or wrong, but just observe and notice and breathe. Open your eyes, move into your left leg now. Slide my blocks over here. Unless maybe I'll use my block this time. If I have my chair, I use my chair. Interlacing your hands below the knee on the outside or under, keeping the foot flexed. Circle at that hip joint. At the same time, you're pressing your right knee, right foot and hip into the seat and floor. Circling at the hip joint in both directions, just checking in. Maybe close your eyes, see what you feel in that hip joint. Maybe it feels pretty good today. Maybe there's a little tightness or tension. Make sure to circle in both directions and then bring that leg out and in. So stepping the foot out and in if you need to. And then bring the leg back in, draw it up again. Inhale. And as you exhale, rounding the spine, drawing the knee toward the forehead. Take a breath here. Lift your head and shoulders, crossing the ankle, the calf, or knee, whichever works best for you. And then circling at the ankle joint in both directions. Still taking some nice deep breaths in and out, relaxing your mind, quieting your mind. And I always say that yoga tells us as our breath slows down, our mind, our thinking slows down. And now lift the leg up if that's available to you. Hold the ankle, gently press against the inner left thigh. And again, this is, if that's challenging for you, you can even cross at the ankle or the calf or whichever works best for you. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. And as you exhale, hinging from your hips, folding forward, feeling a stretch this time in the left hip area, inside or outside. Breathe, soften into the posture. Stay mindful of keeping a neutral spine as best you can. I'm lifting my head looking at the camera, but if you can, gently tuck your chin. Folding, softening into the posture. And then inhale as you slowly rise up, crossing the leg over as far as available for you. And then you will move the right leg toward midline. Sit up nice and tall. Place both hands on the outside of your left thigh. Inhale, and as you exhale, twisting to your left. Maybe going 75% of your range of motion. Breathe. And you're trying to keep your shoulders squared. So even if you can place your palms in your heart center and gazing toward the left shoulder. One more deep breath in and out. And then inhale, come back to center. Uncross that leg, tap it out. Extending. This time I'm going to demonstrate with the balance ball. If you have a chair. These are really nice because they're like no impact, so you're not putting your leg or foot on a hard, surface. It gives a little bit softer. And then facing toward your prop, or if you have the foot on the floor, make sure you keep the foot flexed at the ankle. Inhale, and as you exhale, hinging forward, mindful of your neutral spine. And maybe walk your hands down the leg till you're comfortable. Find your edge. Softening into the stretch, into the posture. One more deep breath in and out. Inhaling as you rise up. Just gently walking your hands. Never press on the knee joint. And then carefully bending the knee, bringing the foot down. Bring back to center, holding underneath the leg, pressing through the heel, toes pointing back towards you. Or you can have the knee bent if you need to. And then extending the opposite arm, gazing toward that thumb or those fingers. Inhale a couple times, inhale, exhale a couple times. And I want you to inhale into the leg like you're drawing your thigh muscles up. And we had our yoga day on Saturday, and it was really cool. I had an opportunity to take an Iyengar class, which I had never taken. And they're known for being very specific with their alignment. And I love the way the instructor, finally, I had never heard this description, that when we engage and draw our thigh muscles up, it actually helps to support the spine. So I said, oh, okay, And so there is a reason why we do alignment in yoga. It's to support the body's natural alignment for a lot of functions in the nervous system. That was the other thing he talked about. So if you want to also bring that leg out to the side, you can, and then extend. Now the leg doesn't have to be straight out, in that direction. When you're just bringing it out till you feel a nice stretch in the inner thigh. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. You can bring the leg down to the floor if you need to. Just try to keep that right knee pointing forwards. And then bring that leg in, tap it out. Turn your palms up. So what he said in the class was, was really amazing, which makes sense, is that when we do proper alignment, then it helps our nervous system to function properly. So everything, all the systems are really interconnected in our body. So rolling your shoulders back and down a few times and forwards. Close your eyes for a few seconds just to allow your body to calibrate what you did, consolidating everything and meditating or quieting your mind. I like the simplicity of meditation that I found in recent years, and how it's basically, for me, is quieting my mind so that so that these systems in the body can do what they do. Our bodies are so intelligent, and but when we have a lot of chatter in our brain, we've got a lot of things we're worried about or sad, depressed, and have you, then it sort of shuts down that natural flow of connection. Because our nervous system, which our brain, our head is connected, our brain is like the master blaster of the nervous system, so to speak. And so, it's very important to do meditation and quiet our mind. 10, 15, 20 minutes a day is all it takes, according to the meditation experts. So just take some deep breaths in and out, and we'll move on. Do a little bit more body work, lower body, and then we'll finish up with some standing. So separate your legs a little wider apart. Place your hands on your shins, and I want you to just make some bigger circles, just a couple in both directions. And if you do have your blocks handy, or balance ball, which I really love this next thing you do with the balance ball. So I think I'm going to demonstrate with the balance ball to encourage you guys to get a balance ball. So anyway, what I want you to be able to do, I'm just going to show you that ideally you want to roll the ball out in front of you. And this is kind of like a seated child's pose, where we elongate our arms and then a nice back stretch, and then we bring our ears to line up with our upper arms. It's also similar to doing a downward facing dog, but if you do have a couple blocks or a shoe box, you can actually do the same thing, just to stretch out, to bend into your hips. Try to press your hips away. Have your knees lined up with your big toe and the first toe as much as you can. So if your knees are wider or in more than your feet, just adjust your feet inward or outward. Press your knees out a little bit. So this is just a nice stretch. Obviously, if you don't have a blocks or anything, you can just place your forearms and then just bend forward to deepen the stretch. And you can even maybe bring with your palms together And if it's not too straining on your lower back, sit up a little bit and gently press against the inner thighs. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. And then come back up. Bring these in, round and unround a couple times. Walk your legs and your feet all the way over to the right side. Hold the back of the chair with your right arm and then slide that left knee off the chair. You might have to scoop part of your hip or the left hip off the seat. Make sure you're stable on your chair and that you're not going to slide off. You can either have your toes curled under or the top of your foot on the floor, whichever feels more comfortable for you. You can also use your block to lift your shin up. And this especially, like my leg didn't come all the way to the floor, even though this chair is pretty low. So I'm going to use a block to place my shin down on. And then inhale your left arm up, going into a modified seated crescent pose. Bend back a little further if it's available or comfortable to you. So you're not forcing going back, especially check in with your back. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. Gaze is up toward the thumb or the ceiling. Now slowly bring that arm down. You're going to circle, turn the palm up behind you. Keep your gaze on your fingertips, adding a little eye yoga. Palms down in front, palms up behind. 2 more circles. Inhale up, exhale down. 1 more circle. Now we're going to reverse. We're going to scoop the palm up, keeping the gaze on the fingertips, rotate the shoulder, and then palm down behind you, up in front. And exhale. And just bring that palm to the front of your chair. And you should have, hopefully you felt a little stretching in the thigh a little bit here. And then bring that leg forward. You're going to scoot your hips together toward the back of your chair. Inhale, both arms out in front. Lean back slightly, look up. And then exhale, first come to neutral spine before you twist though. And then inhale in neutral spine. Exhale, twist toward the back of your seat and place your hands on top of the chair. Shoulders down, move slowly. And then turn your head to look in the opposite direction. So you feel a nice spinal twist here. Take some deep breaths. Inhaling, lifting your spine. Exhaling, maybe going a little deeper without forcing, just finding your edge. And breathe. Release any tension that you feel in your back. Check in, make sure nothing is painful, no game with pain in my classes. And now very slowly, gently release. Come back to center, over your legs. And then walking the legs over to the other side. Holding onto the back of the chair with your left hand. Scooting the right hip forward to bring the right knee down toward the floor. And I'll do it without this time so you'll see. Again, hopefully you're feeling a little nice stretch in the thigh, not too much. If it's too much, you can bring the leg forward more if you need to, or curl the toes under. And then inhale your right arm out. Bring it up as high as you feel comfortable, available to you. Go into a slight upper back bend if that's available to you. Taking a couple deep breaths in and out. You can bend the elbow if your arm gets tired. And now beginning to circle. Take your palm up up behind you, keeping the gaze on the fingertips, down in front of you. 2 more circles. Now reversing, scooping the palm up in front, rotating, taking it down behind you. 2 more circles. You can feel your little muscles around your eyeballs stretching out as you circle the eyes around. And then bring the hand to the front edge of your chair. Lean towards your chair. Carefully take the foot forward. Scoot your hips and your knees over toward the back of the seat. Inhale, both arms up. Lean back slightly. Look up. And then come back to neutral spine to exhale. Inhale again. Exhale, twisting toward the back of your chair. Place your hands on top of the chair. Relax your shoulders. Gaze towards your opposite shoulder. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. And then carefully release, coming back around the center. Sit for a few seconds, check in, scan your body. Notice how your breath feels, your body feels. Lift your heels and your toes a couple times. And just check in. Feel the bottoms of your feet pressing down into the floor. Open your eyes and then just stand up. Come to standing any way that's most comfortable for you. And oh, here comes Peaches. Peaches is in the house. All right, Peaches, I might have to take you out the camera for a second because I want you guys to see. She fussed at me. She's like, took me out the camera. Sorry, girl. I'm gonna have to tilt it a little bit here. So hopefully you all can see my feet and my head. Yep, we're good to go. Let me just bring this over to this side. And you're gonna step over. No worries, I'm gonna switch my chair over when I move over to the other side. So I do have space. So stand over to the right side of your chair. Have a little space between you and your seat. Right hand is on your hips, left hand is on your chair. Step your feet wide apart, as wide as you feel comfortable. And as long as you stay balanced and don't feel like you're gonna tip over or fall over. So I'm just gonna take my little footies off so you might be able to see my feet a little better. Okay, so then from there, you're gonna lift your heels and then just pivot your heels. Ideally, you want your front heel lined up, so maybe look down at your feet, line your front heel up with your back heel or your back arch, and then bend your left knee. So just a nice bend in the knee. And isometrically kind of draw your heels without moving your heels. Visualize you're drawing your heels in towards each other, but they don't move. So you feel your inner thigh muscles engaging here. This is our warrior 2 posture we did instead of warrior 1. We're doing warrior 2. We did the seated crescent pose. So it's a kind of graduating from crescent to the warrior 2 instead of warrior 1. Your left hand can stay on your chair. Your right hand can stay on your hip, or you can bring your arms out to T. Also root your tailbone, abdomen in. You're gazing toward your left fingertips or toward the left seat. If you want to, you can try raising both arms. Draw your shoulder blades in towards each other. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. Now bring the hand back down to the chair. Bringing your fingertips to your shoulders, or if it's available to you, extend your right arm so the upper arm is next to the side of your face. And if it's available and you're stable and steady, maybe slide the hand down to the seat. And just a little more bend in the knee, but make sure you're not rounding on that right side of the body. And you're also trying to keep length in the left side of your body. Then rotate that, take that shoulder back slightly, gaze up toward the ceiling. Take another deep breath in and out. Now bring the hand down to the hip. Slowly bring that hand up to the top of your chair and straighten your left leg for triangle. You can keep the hands right here, or maybe you can slide the hands down a little bit more. But again, you're trying not to round on the right side of the body. Look up toward the ceiling, or you can look down toward the left hand. Hand placements can stay where they are. If you want to move your right fingertips to the shoulder or extend the arm straight out from the shoulder. Drawing your shoulder blades in towards each other, extend through your fingertips in both directions equally as if possible. Take one more deep breath in and out here. Bringing the hand down, bending the knee, sliding the hand back up, and straighten that leg, turning your toes forwards, and bending from your hips. So just bend from the hip crease until you feel a nice stretch in the back of your thighs. You can bend your knees slightly here, and then come back up. So let's do that again. Bend from the hip creases, bend the knees, and then slowly come up. Let's do that one more time. Bending right from your hip creases, keeping a neutral spine. Bend the knees, and then slowly come up. All right? Walk your feet in towards each other, heels, toes, heels, toes. March it out a little bit. Bring your feet back to stillness. Press down into the floor. Soft bend in your knees, toes pointing straight ahead or slightly pigeon toe. Root your tailbone. Draw the tailbone toward the earth. Lift your spine through the crown of your head. Gently tuck your chin for our mountain pose. And then just resting your arms by your side. You can have one hand on your chair here. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. Find your gaze, your drishti point, a spot maybe to stare at on the floor, or even close your eyes. Closing your eyes allows you to go inward and feel what's going on in your body. So take that opportunity if you like here. And then inhale, opening your eyes, shift your body towards your seat without leaning on the chair. You know, your chair is there as a prop and stability for you, but not to put your body weight on, all your body weight on it. Bend your right knee, bring your heel above the left ankle. If you have your block nearby, bend your knees to pick up your block if you have it nearby. And then you can place your toes on your block if you need it or want it. And then from there, placing your hands where they are most available. You can keep one on the chair, one on the hip. You can bring one or both hands to your heart. Maybe lift the foot a little higher, avoiding the knee. We never press on the knee joint. And have that soft bend in the standing leg, gazing towards your drishti point, your focal point. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. Just be aware of what you feel and where you feel it. And then release. Bring your hands back down if they're not already down. And then march it out. Come back to your mountain pose. Stand tall. Feel rooted. Feel your feet rooted into the earth. Your spine lifting up toward the sky. Connecting the spirit and the earth. Building your power in your solar plexus, your center. And then let's move on. So I'm going to switch sides. So step over to the left side of your chair. Keeping that slight space between you. Step your feet wide apart. Lift your heels, pivot your heels to the left. Look down at your feet so that you line up your heels with your back arch or heel. Bend the right knee. And when you bend the knee, you're not leaning forward at this point. So you want to keep your shoulders right above your hips. Isometrically drawing your heels. It's like you're sliding your heels towards each other, but you're not moving the legs. You feel the inner thighs engaging here, pressing down through all four corners of your feet. You can stay right here for our warrior 2, or you can lift your arms anywhere that's most available or comfortable for you. Your right knee should be above the ankle. If it's okay to be a little forward, just make sure it doesn't go in front of your toes. So you're mindfully scanning your body from head to toe. drawing your shoulder blades in. The one thing I love about yoga is because we're focusing on our body, we're focusing on our breath, we're focusing on our thoughts. And you know, we can't hold two different thoughts at one time. And then go ahead, you can place the hand if you want to back on the chair, left hand on your hip, straighten the front leg, your right leg. And then from there, we'll go into triangle. So you're kind of dipping that right hip under a little bit. Hey girl, I see you, mommy. And then placing your hands either on top of the chair, on the seat, fingertips on your shoulders, arm extended, and then gazing up or down or towards your monitor. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. You should feel your low back releasing if you tend to have tension or tightness there. Now bring the hand down to the hips, bend the knee, slide the hand up. Turn your toes straight ahead, bending from the hip again. Maybe going down a little further. You keep one hand on the chair, bend the knee. And then slowly roll up. Okay. Taking heels, toes in towards each other. March it out. Stand tall. Shift your weight toward the chair. Bend the outer knee, your left knee. Place the heel above the right foot, ankle. Slight bend in that standing leg. And then if you have your block, you can place your toes on top of your block. Find your drishti point. Place your hands where they're most comfortable, available. Gently pressing your palms together and pressing the heel into the standing leg into the heel can help. And lift your spine, shoulders down, chin tucked. A couple more breaths in and out. Finding your balance, softly gazing toward your drishti point. And then, or maybe this time, maybe you want to extend your limbs over your head, open the arms out, and just gently float the hands down by your sides. And then walk it out. Bring your legs, your feet, your thighs together, placing your right hand on your chair. Inhale, and then bend toward the chair. It's a nice side bend. Take a couple deep breaths in and out. And then bring the hand down. Okay, I'm going to step over to the other side. Do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, the arm up. Exhale, side bend toward the chair. One more deep breath in and out. And then slowly rise up. Always moving slowly, mindfully. I'm going to turn the chair to face me so if you can step in front of your chair, you'll be able to see me. I'm going to do this from the side view so you can see. Place both hands in the seat of your chair. And then walk your feet back, coming into a supported downward facing dog. Ears line up with your shoulders if that's available, your upper arms if that's available to you, or you can keep your head up just like this. So once you get into your extreme comfortable position, finding your edge, breathe, making sure you're still stable and balanced, and ideally that your chair should be on a non-slip surface. It should not slip out from under you. You can even set the chair against your wall. And then bend both knees. So I was just bicycling our feet first, and then bending both knees and straighten. If you want to go a little further, shift your weight to one side. Keep the standing leg stay slightly bent. Maybe step your toes back to lift the leg up and extend for a supported warrior 3. Either pointing the toes or flexing the foot. And then bring the knee forward.
and then down. Shifting to the other side, stepping that foot back, and then just lifting the leg up. Make sure you're stable on that other leg. Then you take that leg back as far or as high as you feel available or comfortable to you. Bring the knee forward, and then bring that foot down. Bend your knees, and then walk your feet towards your seat. Slowly rise up and come and have a seat. Oh, let me just double check. All right, so let's prepare for our final relaxation. Take a moment to check in again, scan your body one more time for any remaining areas of stress or tension. And if you come across any, just breathe into those areas and mindfully ask them to release and relax. No longer control your breathing. Allow the breath to flow naturally throughout your body. Notice if it has deepened any compared to when you started your practice. Does it feel more even? Are you breathing more deeply, fully? Notice if your mind feels more clear and if your body feels more relaxed. The reading today is about self-image. To get in touch with your self-image, begin to ask yourself, how do I feel about myself right now? It's a very powerful question. And ask yourself this at various times throughout the day. Just begin to notice what kinds of ideas or images you hold in your mind about yourself at different times. Observe whether you frequently tell yourself negative or critical things. Once you understand the way in which you are not, once you understand the ways in which you are not loving yourself, begin to regularly tell yourself positive, appreciative, loving things. Think of specific qualities that you do appreciate about yourself. And the affirmation is, I love and appreciate myself as I am now. So keeping that in mind, thinking of how you feel about yourself and do positive self-talk. Positive, loving self-talk to yourself. Thank you so much for allowing me to share your yoga practice with you today. May you benefit from your practice and share with others, knowing that yoga is more than a physical practice. It's a philosophy and a way of life. Namaste. Om Shanti. Peace.